Hello and welcome to Chip Advisor. Yes, welcome back. Sorry, we've been away for 2, maybe even 3 weeks due to holidays. It's the end of the summer, so why not? And now summer's happened. Kids are back at school and it's boiling outside. I'm here with Lewis. How are you, Lewis?
I'm all right, thank you, Phil. It is very hot, but it's very, very exciting where I live. We're getting ready for the village fete at the weekend, so it's all systems go.
Oh, I was wondering what to do this weekend. Maybe a drive round your way to the village fete.
Oh, come and see us, Phil, with the teddy bear zip wire and Soak the Vicar.
Oh, soak the vicar. That sounds like fun. In this weather, that would be quite enjoyable to be on the
Yeah,
receiving end of.
yeah, it could have gone either way, but it's worked out well.
Oh, that's good. And I can hear them. I can hear them.
Harry, where's Harry? Harry! Here I am.
Long pause. Just to,
like a
just
little pause there.
just to put the listeners
yeah,
on edge.
yeah, on edge, absolutely. Pregnant pause.
How are you, Harry?
Oh, well, I'm absolutely dreadful. It's ridiculous weather. I spent a grey week in Cornwall at great expense, and then I come back. The moment I sit back through my front door, it's 30 degrees. Utterly ridiculous.
you know what I did last weekend, probably a day or two before the weather turned. I put the paddling pool away. I pumped it
Yeah.
out, cleaned it all out, put it back in the garage. Thought there's no way we're going to be needing this again.
Very sensible. We haven't had the paddling pool out all year just because you've got a gazebo over yours, haven't you?
We can have, yes.
Oh, yeah. Your garden's got a gazebo-sized space, but we haven't had our paddling pool out all year just because every time it's going to be hot, the next day is like rain.
Yeah.
It's just a bit pointless. So, how was your holiday, Harry?
Well, it was great, but it was fine. It wasn't. The problem was, it wasn't cold, or wasn't particularly cold, and it wasn't particularly wet. It was just grey and miserable. So one felt you had to carry on with your holiday things, like going to the beach and doing all that sort of stuff. Yeah, no, so it was fine. I drank 2 pints of beer a day and ate copious amounts of ice cream. I've come back sort of 2 stone heavier than I went.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You've been away, Lewis?
I had a few weeks off, but stayed mostly at home. And in one of those lovely days where it was absolutely peeing it down, I painted the kitchen. That was the highlight of my summer.
Oh, well
Oh.
done. And did
Mhm.
you go on holiday, Phil?
Yes, yeah, we went to Disney and that was nice until we tried getting home and then EasyJet the night before because there'd been all that news, hadn't there, about the planes. There's issues,
Yeah.
flight control, all of this. And then we were flying on the Wednesday and the issues were on the Monday. And by Tuesday night, checking the news, it said EasyJet put out a statement saying, "Don't worry, we're all back to normal," which was reassuring. But then we'd done all our luggage, we'd gone down to boarding, we got on the shuttle bus, we were next to the plane in the bus, and the bus just decided to stop. And then after about 10 minutes, turned back, went to boarding, said, "Oh, there's an hour delay." About 10 minutes later, they said, we've cancelled your flight. So I'm stuck in Paris with 3 kids, trying to get them home. Scramble across Paris to get on a Eurostar, take a punt on a £1,200 Eurostar that we would have missed. We would have missed by about half an hour, but it was the last Eurostar at the time. I just kept refreshing in panic, and then another set of tickets came available slightly later on in the day, so we could get on that one. But horrendous. But not as bad as the flight I heard from Atlanta to Barcelona this week. Did you hear about that one?
No.
Oh, Atlanta in America. They're flying sunny holiday to Spain. 2 hours into the flight, this poor guy, I assume in shorts, isn't feeling well. We've all been there, a bit caught short, and he's got up off his seat, and then he has just not been able to. He's ill, diarrhea everywhere, diarrhea literally all the way up the aisle of the plane.
Oh,
and did they turn back or something? Didn't they?
Yeah,
Oh.
biohazard. It's a biohazard. So So they had to turn back to all the way back to Atalanta to land. This guy could then, sort himself out. I assume put on a new pair of shorts. But the plane, they had to rip up the carpet, replace the carpet on the plane. And to get all the passengers off the plane, they had to climb over seats because they weren't allowed to walk down the aisle because of the, And then they replaced the carpet on the plane, did a big cleanup job, and then everyone got back on the same plane and flew to Spain just a lot later.
Oh, goodness.
What, with the same guy?
Yeah,
Or did
the
he
guy
not get on the plane.
Yeah, he got back on the plane. He was fine by then. Job done.
I know, but it's just the people just giving him evil looks the whole way. What are you? Every time you moved,
Exactly.
like,
yeah.
all right, here we go again.
Oh gosh,
Oh,
back we
crikey.
go.
Wow. Well,
Yeah,
for the listeners, I know our team WhatsApp group was going mad with live updates from Phil and his dramas in France. And we were.
I wasn't
Yeah.
happy.
You were in Ubers making your way. It was.
I mean,
there was quite a drama.
genuinely, I spent because there's 3 kids. You can't just get a taxi or a normal Uber because my wife and me and 3 kids is too many passengers for that. So you have to get an Uber van. The Uber driver just phoned me and I don't know if you've used an Uber before because you live in the sticks, but I mean so do I, and we don't have Ubers where I live either. Just I'm not cool. But when I'm abroad, I've used Ubers before, and it shows you where the driver is to pick you up.
Cool.
Are you using an Uber? Yeah, it definitely is. And so the driver, it shows you where he is picking you up, and I'm stood there, but because the airport's got like 3 roads going higher and higher, I don't know if he's on the top floor, middle, or bottom, top, middle, or bottom, like Michael Barrymore. And so I can't see him anywhere. So I was shouting at him, screaming, trying to get in. I spent over €200 on Ubers in 2 days.
Oh.
Were you trying to do all of this communication in French as well?
Yeah, he didn't speak a word of English, and I kept saying Ali I, which was what was on the sign near me, and he said okay, and then didn't move. It's like, come on, hurry up. Last time I went on it last year, I was on a flight on the way home from a business trip to Italy, and the guy 2 seats behind me, once we took off, we were on the way home, he started shouting, I'm going to kill you, and then I'm going to kill all the rest of you. I'm going to throw you out this plane. And that was a lovely journey because he just kept repeating it. It turned out he was a very ill man. But for at least 5 minutes, I was convinced we were just all going to die. Because,
Yeah.
yeah.
I hope you turned around to him and said, well, I think you'll find you might be able to kill us, but I don't think you're going to be able to throw us out the plane because the pressures involved in opening the door is going to result in you dying as well. But you might.
I didn't turn around.
Sorry to get back to your no. To get back to your harrowing story, it was the fact. Oh, what is going on here? I'm just not going to say anything because you keep interrupting me. No, I think
I'm not. I think you've got a delay.
Yeah, I think I've got a delay, so I'll give that bit up, and you can edit it out when.
No, go on. It's back to normal now.
Oh, is it good? I know. It's just the fact that you were on the bus and you could see the plane, and then they turned you around and went back to the airport. Is the worst bit of that story. From my point of view, I'm sure you probably had worse bits of the story, but
I mean, the point where we were like, well, we need to get our luggage. Can we? They said, "Oh, go back to the check-in desk, and they'll give you some help." Okay, well, I need to get our luggage done first. So the luggage, like you have the luggage carousels. Well, our flight number came up on luggage carousel 2, and we were just waiting there, and nothing was happening. And we were there for about 10, 20 minutes just staring whilst all of us were frantically trying to book hotels or other flights and stuff. And then you overhear someone. There's a flight from Air Algeria on number 5 that's also got our luggage. It's not signed there. It's not signposted anything. So we got our luggage eventually. And then you go up there, and EasyJet were useless, obviously. And he said, there's a flight I can get you on here in 2 days' time to Edinburgh. Right, I'm going to Gatwick, but I can get you on that flight to Edinburgh, and then a connecting flight from Edinburgh to Gatwick. Okay, but what are we going to do for 2 days? Where are we going to stay? He said, well, once you've accepted that flight, it will tell you if we can put you in any hotels. Well, hang on a minute.
Brilliant.
Yeah, useless. useless. But anyway, I've sent in my claim to EasyJet, and I'm sure I'll update you next week with
Did
how that's
did
gone.
they provide you with any nice food? Bringing it back round to our podcast.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
No, we
oh,
got
okay.
food on the Eurostar, and I should have kept the receipt because I could have claimed for it. But by the time I was on the Eurostar, I was just euphoric. So I wasn't thinking straight about getting receipts. I had a nice ham and cheese baguette that was toasted.
Oh.
It was lovely.
Oh, I thought you might be wanting to leave the memories of France behind by that point, but obviously you were keeping the holiday going.
That's full English, please.
Yeah.
Never going there again.
I mean, food-wise in France, what I've got a horrible habit of doing it when I go away with work as well, is that I'll have breakfast and I can just cope not having lunch. Like I'm busy, I won't notice, but obviously you've got children and quite often I'd forget. So like at one point my 6-year-old turned around to me about 3 PM and said, "When are we having lunch?" And I just said, we had breakfast, And yeah, I don't feed. We didn't eat much in France because Disney's so expensive. So expensive.
Yeah.
Had some of their special magnums. If you remember the Magnum episode, had some of their
Yeah.
special magnums where they put toppings on and melted chocolate and stuff like that. But then they put it in a cardboard like sleeve, and if you don't take it out immediately, the melted chocolate solidifies to the back of the Magnum and the sleeve. So when you pick up the Magnum, you've got a whole side of Magnum missing.
Oh,
That's not what you want, because I bet it wasn't cheap.
It was 5 or 6 euros for a Magnum.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty expensive.
Yeah. What about you, Harry? Did you have anything exciting to eat on your holidays?
Oh, I had lots of exciting things which I put on our WhatsApp group and everyone despaired at.
I don't think I did.
Oh well, no, you didn't.
Was it the fish?
It was first was scallops, which was one of the most incredible meals I've ever
Lovely.
had. Yeah. Fish. It was with chorizo, so sort of spicy on the side, and then the other was mussels. I had.
Lovely.
Yeah. So it was the reaction to the first one was why I put the second one on. I don't generally photograph my meals and put them on social media, but yeah.
So scallops are effectively like mini ice hockey pucks that are made out of slime. Is that right?
Well, they're effectively sea animals that live in shells, and you cook them. But yeah, I mean,
they do look like a puck, but I wouldn't say they were slimy.
Yeah, they're not slimy.
No, well, definitely not when cooked.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you don't like fish, then you don't like fish. It's fine. But they're like, I mean, they sort of.
It feels a very big group of food to rule out in total.
It's the smell, isn't it? They all smell the same. It's a group of foods that smell that similar, like fish. Like meat smells different, doesn't it?
Well, raw meat all smells pretty similar, doesn't it?
Yeah. When it's cooked, it smells different, and then, but arguably,
fish is the same.
Fish is the same, yeah. So that small group meat might be might counter your argument. Yeah, but then you like boiled eggs, don't you, Phil?
I don't mind a boiled egg.
Yeah, which is the most foul-smelling thing you could possibly ever smell in your life. So
it doesn't smell.
But
we've been here before. Eggs don't smell.
No, they do.
You're
smell.
2 against 1 today, Harry. Eggs don't smell.
Okay, they do when they're cooked. I'm sorry, they absolutely stink. Anyway, so my point being that I'm not going to hold it against you that you like the devil's food, boiled eggs. And by the same token, you should allow people to eat fish.
I want to like fish because it's good
fish
for you,
and its religious connotations. You should all be well up for, shouldn't you?
Is it got religious connotations?
Yeah. He's a fisher of men, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh,
there's a lot of fishing going on.
Come on, Phil. Flipping heck.
They had nothing better to do than fish.
Nothing better to
do.
What are they going to do all day?
You're a practicing Christian old chap. You should know this stuff. I'm lax, I'm afraid, and I know it.
Do you know what? There's not a lot of talk about in the Bible.
Marshmallows.
Marshmallows. From my thing, I don't think they're referenced.
I tell you what, that is odd though, because marshmallows were first around about 2000 BC.
Oh, well then.
Yeah, well,
Maybe
that's good.
Right,
That's good.
yeah.
And they're not too dissimilar to whatever it was that we were just talking about, which I've now scallops. That's the word.
They're not.
They,
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
right.
if you had to look at one 10 meters away, you would be hard pressed, unless it was a pink one, of course. You'd be hard pressed to tell the difference, I'd suggest.
You would. So marshmallows were first used about 2000 BC, and they were a sweet treat made from the sap of the mallow plant that grew in, you won't believe this, marshes, hence the name.
Yeah.
And so I've done the maths for you. So that was mixed then. The sap was mixed with honey and nuts, and it was a decadent treat saved only for royalty and the gods.
Oh,
So
so what kind of what countries are we talking here, Phil?
that's Egypt.
Okay.
That's Egypt. So they had them there, and then again, because they didn't have open access to sugar and stuff, honey was used, and the Egyptians used it as a treat for many, many years. But over time, marshmallow became a medicinal product. Right up until sort of the 1800s, it was mainly for medicine that it was used. It was medicinal, and it was used for treatment of things like toothache, other things like treating wounds. It said online it was used for calming rectal irritations. And so, yeah, all of the fun stuff that you'd want to do with a marshmallow, but probably not in the form we know it now.
Quite.
I would suggest I've never used a marshmallow for rectal irritation.
Well, I mean, we can edit this out if you like, Lewis. But before we came on air, listeners, we were talking about the rector's itchy skin, and we used. I don't know quite why the phrase you used made me think of that. I don't know, but perhaps you could rub a marshmallow on it, and you could have saved yourself the exorbitant cost of your medicines.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this topic of conversation.
That's fine. We'll move on.
Yeah.
So, right. So the marshmallow, but that wasn't. The Egyptians weren't making the pink and white fluffy things that we know them today.
No, they did still use the sap from the mallow plant,
Right.
even into the 1800s and early 1900s, as we know it now. But it was whipped very hard, and the sap was sticky, and obviously it was very vigorous work. So it was an artisan treat, but it was very expensive. And then a Frenchman managed to substitute the sap with gelatin, and then mix it with sugar and stuff, and it kept its name because it was a transition from the old form of marshmallow to the marshmallow that we have now.
Right.
So then it became a treat that you bought in tins.
Harry, are you going over the gardener's world? Are you able to tell us anything about the mallow tree? Was it mallow plant?
No, it's a shrub. Well, no, it's not a shrub. It's a. Well, yeah, I suppose it is a herbaceous perennial, or it could be a annual. But you grow them in the garden. They're used for bedding plants these days. The mallow, but you see them. You see them along waterways, unkept waterways, which I know is a hot topic in the in the regions of the country.
Don't bring them up in our village, eh, Harry?
Yeah, that's fine.
Unkept waterways.
I was skirting round that, Lewis, but you brought it up, so the leader of your parish council will be knocking on your door later. So the mallow plant is is a sort of daisy-like flower, but you can get it in sort of lilac and purple and blue.
It's quite pretty, isn't it? Quite pretty.
Very nice, very nice. But I wouldn't have said it was sappy, but then it's that the mallow plant we have today probably has no it doesn't really look like the ones they were grown in Egypt in olden days.
Well, it's the sap from the root. The
Oh,
actual.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get the
'cause
sap
it's
from the root.
Yeah, it does have quite a thick root, thick fleshy root, so that's not I suppose that's not so surprising. Yeah. What is so they mix sugar and gelatin together and that's what gets the fluffy
Yeah,
texture of the marshmallow?
it's a lot of whipping, and these days, you've got cornstarch, corn syrup, all of the
Yeah. Oh,
good
okay. Yeah.
good corn stuff. Obviously, copious amounts of sugar, um, and then depending on if you've got vegetarian ones, gelatin. Most of them have got gelatin.
Yeah.
So yeah, so then you get the popular ones that we've got today, and I'm often confused why. I mean, if I say the word marshmallow, I don't say marshmallow. I don't know anyone who says marshmallow. Yeah, it is spelled that
Right.
way. You a
Yeah.
marshmallow or a
Yeah.
marshmallow?
Oh, marshmallow. Marshmallow,
Mellow.
you say, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Mellow.
Like the DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, the DJ wears a marshmallow on his head.
Does he?
Yeah, it's Chris
Who
someone.
does?
Marshmallow. He said he did a song with Bastille called Happier.
Okay. I mean, do you know all the popular sounds of the day? I've got no interest in modern music. Well, I do actually. That's not true. That's not. I mean, that's a bit of a sweeping statement. I do, don't mind some of the new kids on the block, but yeah,
They
I,
aren't that new.
Yeah, I was
no,
going to say,
no,
not
they're not.
anymore.
No, never did like New Kids on the Block, but yeah, I think we're getting off the subject again.
Yeah, we
So
are a
he
little bit.
wore
So
so he wore a marshmallow on his head.
yeah,
Um,
that's all really. So marshmallows are whipped a lot. They're actually 70 to 80% air, which
yeah,
you wouldn't believe when you look inside it, but they are because they're whipped so much. And the standard ones you get now are sort of pink and white, and obviously people toast them. They're
Yeah.
very yummy, very very yummy.
Yeah. I
And
had a bit,
mate,
sorry, Phil. I just
no,
said I had a bit of an incident with because with toasting marshmallows. It's something we do in the garden occasionally, and often with youth groups as well. But a little while ago, someone was toasting a marshmallow next to me, and the outside skin exploded and went all up my arm, and the pain of like sticky hot marshmallow,
oh,
it left little circles, welts up my arm. It was incredible.
yeah,
ironically, you probably need to get some marshmallow on it
Oh yeah, probably
to
cooler
treat it.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
little aside there.
Yeah,
Happened a few weeks ago.
they still use the sap from the marshmallow plant. They still use that in medicines now. So if you go to what's that shop that sells lots of tablets that are made of cumin? You
Holland and
know,
Barrett.
Holland and Barrett. That's
Yep.
it. If you go to Holland and Barrett, then you'll find that quite a few of those tablets they sell still include mallow, ground mallow.
yeah.
There you go.
So it's still very much used, but it's not in its sweetened form. Obviously, marshmallows made famous by Ghostbusters
Yes.
with the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being probably is he in your top 5 film baddies?
He wasn't a. He was interesting, wasn't he?
Baddies.
Because he was probably one of the least scary looking baddies.
Yeah, I wasn't that terrified of him.
No.
I'm gonna tell you something. I don't think I've ever actually watched any Ghostbusters film right the way through.
I think I would agree. I think I'm in the same boat.
Yeah,
I know who we're talking about, but
yeah, I know who you
I've,
mean.
yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't tell you.
We had the
too much
Ghostbusters
about it.
game on the Commodore 64.
Oh, good.
And that was very good. That was very good, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
No.
Was the official theme tune used in the game, or was it some
Yeah,
Huey
yeah.
had allowed it to be used?
It was some sort of MIDI file version
Yeah.
of the official. This was Commodore 64. You're waiting
Yes.
half an hour to play the game because the tape's got to load.
Yeah.
Oh, was it a tape? Or I
Oh,
never
yeah.
had.
Oh, I remember the tapes.
Yeah, I didn't have a tape. I always wanted a tape. I didn't quite understand how that worked. We had a
Young
floppy
people,
disk.
this is effectively the PS5 of our day. Well, your
Yes.
day. I was just late to the party, I believe.
Yeah.
But there we go.
We didn't have a games console. We had an Amstrad green screen, which was
Oh,
at the time, incredibly sophisticated. But actually, if you read Alan Sugar's autobiography, it was just a load of. It wasn't very sophisticated at all. And we played Chucky Egg. You played
oh,
Chucky Egg?
Chucky Egg.
Yeah.
One of my favourite games of all time.
Oh, it's tremendous.
I
Absolutely
love
tremendous.
Chucky Egg.
I think
you
we
can
may have
get
lost any listeners under 35 at this stage.
did we ever have any apart from
I'm not sure we
our
did.
own children?
Yeah, I mean, our children have got absolutely no idea what we're now talking about.
We're testing their limits right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe I'll reel it all back in with a quiz. How does that sound?
Perfect.
Okay, let's get the quiz going. This is the quiz. It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz. Now it might be my ears, but that theme tune sounded out of tune.
It did. You sounded a bit flat in the middle. I was going to be too polite to say anything, but now you've brought it up.
Someone once told me that when I sing that, I sound like the guy from Divine Comedy.
Oh,
that's
Neil Hannon.
Yeah.
Neil Hannon. Yeah, but
Oh,
That's
well,
quite
that's
a
a
compliment.
compliment.
Yeah.
again, welcome under 35s. Welcome. We've lost them again. So a simple quiz then, gents. Simple quiz. I've obviously found out the average weight of a standard marshmallow, not your giant American ones you can buy in garden centers and stuff like that, but and not your tiny ones you're putting on your hot chocolate. Your standard marshmallows. I've got the standard weight, and I want you to tell me how many marshmallows heavy certain things are. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So I'll add some tension music. There's 7 questions. You both get a guess at each one. So here comes the tension. Okay, so gents, can I have the weight in marshmallows of the heaviest swan ever found? If it helps you, the swan was found in Poland.
Heaviest swan ever found. Okay. Right.
Harry, you can go first.
Well, I'm imagining.
Are you allowed to kill swans now the Queen's dead? Can't remember.
No,
Probably
because they've all now belong to the king, don't they? They just pass,
What a rubbish gift.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those occasions when the answer's going to be like anywhere between 20,000 and 2 million. I mean, I literally have no idea at all. So I'm going to say 100,000 marshmallows. I have no clue.
Okay,
Absolutely no idea.
100,000 marshmallows heavy.
Yes.
Right.
For the world's biggest swan.
Okay. Oh, I think Harry's gone big.
Yeah, well,
I think this swan is, well, let's I'm gonna say let's go 10,000.
Okay, the actual weight in marshmallows of the world's heaviest swan, 3,214 marshmallows.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hopefully that bit of information helps you with the rest
Yes.
of the quiz.
Yeah, now we can get to it.
Okay, how many marshmallows heavy is Marshmallow, the DJ?
Oh, right.
Oh,
okay.
the aforementioned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So.
Lewis, you can go first on this one.
Okay. So now in my head, I'm doing a calculation of how big this swan is in comparison to a human being.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the swan's 3,000. I mean, that can't be as heavy as a human. Let's say, I'm going to say I think the swan's half as heavy as marshmallows. So I'm going to say 6,000.
6,000 marshmallows heavy. and Harry?
No, well, so yeah, so a big swan, so it's 3,000. So big swan, a leg of a man's got to be a big swan size. So that's 3. So 2, so that's 6. Half a swan. So that's
really showing our working out.
1,500. So 3, so that's 9. Another half for the head. So that's 10.5. And then your body 20,000 marshmallows.
So your body is the combined weight of all of your other parts.
Your torso.
Your torso. That's one
Yeah.
heck of a torso you got there. I mean, have you
that's
got
true.
Is that the torso of someone who's been to Cornwall for the week?
I mean,
2 points a day, Harry.
we're touching a nerve here, but my torso probably does weigh the amount of all my limbs and overly large head put together at the moment. Thank you very much for bringing it up.
Is there a way of testing that without cutting up limbs? I wonder. How can you
No.
weigh body parts?
Well, you can put your leg on you could sit on the floor, put your leg on the scale, couldn't you? So but it's not going to get you an accurate.
No.
But
Anyway,
so,
so 20,000 is what
yes,
you've gone for.
20,000. Yeah.
And Lewis was 6,000.
Yeah.
The correct answer is 10,700 marshmallows.
Right.
I was convinced you were going to get it spot on, and then you said your torso was 10,000 marshmallows heavy.
Yeah. That's where it's got wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
well, never mind.
Something easier now. A can of grape flavoured Fanta.
Right.
How many marshmallows heavy is that? Harry.
So if the human body is 10,700, how many cans of Fanta is that? But yeah, because the liquid's quite heavy, isn't it? So that's I'm not good at this stuff. 3,500.
5.
Okay.
I'm not saying you're wrong. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I'll just go for my working out. I reckon a bag of marshmallows is 500 grams, and I reckon in a bag of marshmallows you get about 50. A can of drink is 330 milliliters. So I think on that basis they are 35 marshmallows.
Okay. The
35.
correct answer is 47 marshmallows.
There you go. I wasn't too bad.
47 marshmallows.
I think my problem is I'm underestimating how heavy a marshmallow is.
Yeah, a little bit.
You must be talking the mini marshmallows.
I'm at my mum and dad's house at the moment, and I can assure you that there are no marshmallows in this house, so I can't actually go measure it at the moment. But when I get home, I am measuring a marshmallow to actually find out how heavy it is.
Okay, but do just understand that I just googled the weight. You're just gonna have to, I just tried my best here. So the next one, Harry, this is more up your street because you have more of an idea. But how many marshmallows heavy is Delia Smith?
Well, bearing in mind I don't know how heavy a marshmallow is, as I've just proven over the last 4 answers. The fact that I know who Delia Smith is isn't actually going to help me. But, she's got to... Oh, for goodness sake. Well, I've lost this quiz anyway, so I don't really care. So,
has she been on holiday recently?
Yeah. That is a good point, because she's... I mean, I don't want to cast aspersions onto poor old Delia, but I mean, she may have put on some weight in recent times. I can't now remember what the Marshmallow DJ man was. What was he? 10,700. So I'm going to say 9,000.
9,000.
Oh well, this is good news because this didn't elicit a huge laugh from Phil when I gave my answer. So and they possibly
you said that
possibly be nearer.
That a can of Fanta was what in reality was like
heavy.
a 20-pack of can of Fanta.
I feel it'd be prudent to go a bit lower because I don't want to offend Delia. I don't want to offend Delia,
You're now going to go tactical to win this
No,
quiz.
no,
A quiz that
not
you're
at all.
blatantly winning
I'm going to get
without
8.
even trying.
I'm going to have at least 1,000 between us. So I'm going to say 8,000.
Okay, well, the correct answer is 9,201
Oh, look.
marshmallows. Harry knows this dealio.
Oh, the all-important one. Yeah.
Okay, so
You're never going to meet her, Lewis. You're never going to meet her. Don't try and curry favour. Well, I said you were lighter than you actually are, Delia. Anyway, carry on. How many of these dreadful questions have we got left?
I'll do one more.
Okay, good. Yeah.
The tension
weight-
music's even run out. That's how long this quiz has been going.
It'll come back.
There's
Don't
just
worry.
no tension. That's why.
Don't worry. It'll come back. Okay, the last question then. How heavy in marshmallows is the average chicken?
Now, we've had debates about the size of an average chicken many a time.
Harry has
Right.
disappeared off the screen.
has.
I think he's
Yeah.
walked off.
I'm thinking.
Right. So a giant swan is 3,000.
Yeah,
So how big are these chickens?
average. They're average.
On average, they're averagely sized. Oh, who's first? Is it me?
I think so because Harry's gone.
Harry's gone. Well, I'm gonna say 500.
500 marshmallows. Harry, as a chicken owner, how heavy are their marshmallows?
So large swan is 3,000.
A very large one, the biggest ever.
Oh, okay, right. Well, I think this is probably where we went wrong in the first place. Now, all our listeners will remember that a large or average chicken is 60 crumpets tall, right?
Something like that, yeah.
No, it was 60, Phil, because I remember. Logged it in the old memory.
The anger bank.
Yeah, right, blimey. So their crumpet is quite heavy. But marshmallow is like a big flat crumpet, isn't it?
We're not doing height though, are we? We're doing weight.
No, but I'm just imagining.
Okay.
Well, do you know what? I don't actually care, so I'm going to say 501. But I can't. But I'm right. Tell us the answer.
371.
371.
Yep. Marshmallows heavy. Yeah. You could buy that many marshmallows and weigh one of your chickens and do the maths yourself if you want.
I'm just imagining the size of this swan now, because if you're saying if the average chicken is only 10% of the size of the giant swan, the giant swan's got to be the size of one of those novelty pedalos you get in Poole Park.
Maybe it was that. Maybe it was that. I think the giant swan weighed 22.5 kilos. I think it said something like that.
Heavy. Well, that is heavy. Yeah,
quite big for a swan.
It is.
Guys, that was the quiz.
Mm.
It's a quiz. It's a quiz. It's a quiz. It's a quiz.
It's like it slows down
It's
in
a
the middle.
quiz. It's a quiz. It's a quiz. Not really. You don't have to hear it again.
It's a series of questions where Phil makes it up. It's a series of questions that Phil makes up, and he Googles.
Well, I did. I mean, last night I suggested maybe.
Oh, carry on. God.
Maybe we could all do some research into marshmallows. You could have done your own quiz. Could have done your own quiz.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true.
But no. So we've got some listener questions. So, Nick, why are marshmallows always white or pink? Lewis, you're a vicar. Tell us.
Standardly go to the vicar for questions about why marshmallows are white and pink. I have absolutely no idea why. I did the other week, though. We had some marshmallows, and I think I bought quite a cheap brand one from a supermarket, and the pink ones did taste different to the white ones. They were strawberry, and I've never had that before.
Oh, I always go to pink ones.
But they don't normally taste different, though, do they?
No,
Don't
I
they?
don't think
Is
so.
it a placebo?
Yeah, but these ones actually were strawberry, and it confused me. Yeah,
I thought
but
they did taste slightly different, like a slight raspberry tinge.
no, I think
Oh.
that's a placebo.
My boss doesn't think that orange Smarties taste different. He thinks that I've just been tricked by Nestle. But Smarties taste different, the orange ones, don't they?
Yes, the only the orange one.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, I agree with you wholeheartedly, but I think there is some story that they don't actually taste different. It's just your imagination. Or
Really?
it's not the chocolate, or possibly like the orange coating taste of orange, but actually the chocolate is. It's something I don't know. I should have researched it, shouldn't I? Like all these things we talk about.
But
Well,
but
yeah.
standard white and pink marshmallows taste the same.
Yeah,
Do they?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So why am I always going for the pink ones?
Do you always get the cheap brand? Maybe that's why. Maybe you get the brand that I bought.
No, I like to get the brand, and I mean I've done some research, but not this much. But the brand in the UK is in quite a hard plastic pack, and what is it called? It's going to really annoy me. The brand, yeah, you talk amongst yourselves.
Hmm.
What is it? Marshmallows brand UK. It's not the Haribo ones. You
No,
can you can keep them. It's not those. The Haribo ones aren't very good, are they? The Chamallows, they call them.
they're too
Is it?
big.
They're not as dense, are they? They're very soft. Those.
Hmm.
Yeah, they are. I like a bit of not a crunch on the outside, but you know that there's something there.
Bit of a bite. Little
Tiny bit
bit
of a bite. Did you ever have that marshmallow fluff to spread on toast?
I remember seeing it. I don't know if I actually consumed it.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever had any of that.
Oh, it's
Um,
good. It's good. It is.
But it's I remember the flumps in the pick and mix though.
Oh yes.
Tempeh flumps.
Yeah, and you can buy like a long one now in
Yeah.
the shops.
Were they a good thing to put in a pick and mix? I'm trying to think.
Well,
Based on the weights, were
Yeah.
they good in comparison to other pick and mix?
Well,
Well,
they
they
were, but it's the weight to space ratio, isn't it? You're filling up, a lot of your bag.
So
Space.
they're a good thing if you do your pick and mix based on weight, but if it's based on like filling a cup, it would be a bad choice.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
If it's a standard cup,
I am mildly confident that you couldn't get flumps in a weight-based pick and mix scenario because they'd be onto you. You'd just end up with like a whole bag. It would weigh next to nothing. A flump,
yeah.
a flump weighs 20 grams. It currently costs 35 pence in Tesco's. For those
Yeah,
who
but
would like to
is
know.
that the long one or the short ones you used to get?
Oh, that's the short ones. Yeah, the ones that used to be 10p, they're now 35p.
Oh, are they? Oh, crikey.
It's terrifying. Terrifying days that we live in. Next question. I think we've answered the white or
I
pink.
think so.
Is it
We
true?
answered it by saying we don't know.
Yeah,
We have no idea why they come in white.
and that's the honest answer.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
we
No idea.
we disagree, don't we? Because you don't think that they taste different, and I do.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm right, and I suppose we'll just have to assume you're wrong. And you know, I'm gonna like all our episodes. I'm going to end up buying some to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Andy says, "Is it true astronauts use them as nose plugs?"
Absolutely no idea, Andy. Sorry about that. Right, next question.
They did.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they put miniature marshmallows up their nose when they're jetting off because of the pressure on their nasal passages, and it lined their nasal passages so that the air pressure wouldn't. I don't know what it would have done.
Did they put them in their ears as well?
Well, that is a question. I mean, you didn't send in your question in time for the podcast.
Okay. So you didn't have time to research the answer.
No, not on that occasion. But I did research the answer about putting them up their nose, and apparently they did and have done in the past because it's a perfect shape, isn't it? If you don't want to breathe out your nose.
Yeah, you'd have thought they'd have invented something specifically for them to use rather than a packet of.
But you've already got something ready-made invented that you can then eat afterwards.
Surely some sort of like nose clip, like like a synchronized swimmer would do the.
Yeah, but a nose clip only. You're still going to have openings to your nostrils, aren't you? Because it's not right down the bottom of your nostrils. You put a nose clip, is it?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, there's still going to be space in there, and the marshmallow. But you don't want to get the wrong packet though, because you don't want to be cramming a normal sized marshmallow into
No.
your nasal. I mean, I know I could, but that's just my particular nose.
Mike definitely could. A whole pack.
You really want the mini ones.
Yes, you do.
You know things are desperate when you end up eating a packet of the mini ones you find in the cupboard of an evening. When you've got nothing else
that
to
is a
eat.
dark moment.
I've got these mini marshmallows we can eat. Yeah, right, just eat them.
They
Yeah.
don't taste as nice, do they? The mini
No,
ones.
They're not.
They-
They're culinary, aren't they?
Yeah. Mickey says, "Why do they always end up in kids' hair when you toast them?"
Well, it
Any
depends if they
ideas?
explode.
Yeah,
It
That's
does.
one reason why.
I mean, ironically, you were right in that department.
Absolutely,
Lewis,
it's
when it exploded on you.
Yeah, thanks, Harry. Yeah,
It wasn't going to end up in your hair.
No, nothing's going to be sticking in my hair. Don't you worry about that.
They'll be going some to find that hair.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Why can't they make decent vegetarian marshmallows? Well, has anyone ever
lack of-
had vegetarian marshmallows?
I have. Yeah, I remember
Right.
we had actually in our youth group we had vegetarians, but then we also had a couple of people who used to be who didn't have anything of added sugar, and you can get sugar-free marshmallows. I mean, who knows what they're made of?
Oh yeah.
What is the point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I suppose once you take gelatin out of a marshmallow, you're struggling with a vegetarian option. The gelatin is quite important.
Well, you go back to our old friend, the vegetarian suet, aren't you? Really? I guess it's something to do with that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we had some because two of the girls are veggies, so we've had veggie marshmallows. We've had the Marks and Spencer's Plant Kitchen ones. They're decent. So if you want some, they're decent. They sell some on Amazon. They must be available elsewhere as well. They're in a blue packet with brown writing, and that's all I can really remember about them. But you can get a couple of, but a lot of them are just rubbish, and they don't toast very well. You can't get a good skin on them. What do you reckon the record is for the amount of layers of like when you toast a marshmallow, you try and get the skin off and then you toast it again?
Yes.
How many do you reckon you could do?
Yeah, and my son's quite good at that. He does enjoy that as the marshmallow gets smaller and smaller. I reckon he's probably done 5 toasts.
That's pretty good. That's pretty impressive. Is that with a giant one though, or
no, with a standard one? 4 or 5,
standard?
I'd say.
Yeah. Okay.
Never tried. I'm quite good at
Never
taking
tried.
You never tried to toast a marshmallow. Got to be honest.
Oh yeah, yeah. You
quite
pull
good
off,
at quite good at taking the skin off the roof of my mouth with a hot one that you stick in the old chops. But yeah.
You retoast them, and these kind of look a bit like mushrooms, don't they? As you sort of pull off each of the little hats.
Yeah, I mean, toasting marshmallows isn't actually a great experience for me because basically my son will incinerate one, hand it to me, and then go for the next one. So I eat essentially charcoal. Yeah.
The brand of vegan marshmallows is Freedom marshmallows. They were decent, Joe. They were all right. I believe they were okay. Saying that, I didn't eat them. My vegetarian daughters did. So, by the way, the French. Sorry to go back to this. If you're vegetarian and you're going to France, don't bother because they do not care for you one bit. Honestly, trying to feed 2 vegetarians in Disneyland was borderline impossible without just feeding them pizza every day. It's just nuts. Just nuts. You cannot. The French just laugh at vegetarians. They do not care.
Ironically, if it was just nuts, they would have been all right.
Yeah, true. If it was just nuts, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Why on earth are they called marshmallows? Is it because they look like some flour? Well, we've answered that, James. We've answered that. Michelle says, "Why do Americans eat marshmallows in sweet potato casserole?" Yeah, I've seen this.
Do they?
Yeah. So
never seen that.
So it's like a Thanksgiving dish, I believe. But you mix up sweet potato with spices, cinnamon, sugar, and stuff. You lay that on the bottom of a baking dish. Then you top it with lots of the mini marshmallows, or the bigger ones, and then bake it in the oven. Eventually, the tops of the marshmallow becomes nice and golden brown, and then they serve it as a side dish or a sweet.
Okay.
Oh,
I
so
thought you were going on to say it was a pudding, but
it's a
yeah.
savoury side dish.
Well, it's savoury side dish that is sweet. So I
Right.
suppose you could have it as a pudding, but they do that. They also do an ambrosia salad. Now, I'm not here having digs at Americans because I'm grateful for your listenership, and you know, when compared to the French, I'm sure you at least have some sort of vegetarian options. But they do an ambrosia salad, and they call a lot of things salads in America. I've not been, but I've watched enough American cooking programs that they say, "Oh, and here's a hazelnut salad," and it's not. It's just hazelnuts mixed with a load of chocolate and some other nuts. It's not a salad. If they mix anything in America, they call it a salad. I don't quite understand. Anyway, ambrosia salad: tin pineapples, mandarin slices, coconut, marshmallows, the small ones, and then either sour cream or mayonnaise.
What?
Yeah, and then you mix it all up. If you Google ambrosia salad, it looks like something a child would have done
Wow.
and then gone, actually, I don't want it, mum. Meanwhile, you've got no ingredients left for anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not going to see it on the shelves next to Ambrosia's custard and rice pudding. I think.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna go
very
for that.
different.
Yeah.
Very different.
I mean, the sour cream is almost acceptable, but the mayonnaise, crikey.
I assume they sweeten the mayonnaise first. It
Yeah.
originates in the southern United States.
Right.
Oh, okay.
What it feel they need to have is cream.
Yeah, I mean, cream, and you got a lovely,
Perfect.
albeit
Fruit
very
salad
sweet
with
treat.
some cream. Yeah.
Okay.
But they've gone, you know what? What about a bit of sour cream or mayo? Yes, it's a bit odd. But if anyone from America's had ambrosia salad, please get in touch. I'd love. Maybe we're completely wrong. It could be nice. Could be nice. Why does the music producer Marshmallow have a giant marshmallow on his head, and can he see out of it? Harry's not heard of him.
No, I'm going to Google him now because I've never heard of him, and he's come up a lot.
He wants you to be happier, Harry.
Oh, good.
I'm googling Ambrosia's salad as we go.
Pretty crazy, ambrosia salad.
Oh, it is colourful.
You can replace some of the fruit with different fruit if you don't like, for example, mandarins.
Oh, is he marshmallow spelled Mello or Mallow?
The artist spells it Marshmello.
Ah. Oh, he's a crazy kid, isn't he?
Yeah, he's wild in the eyes, this guy. I believe he could see out of his hat, and he does it because initially he wanted to remain anonymous and have some sort of mystique about him, but he's since been found out, and his name's Chris.
Well, poor man's Daft Punk.
Yeah, effectively, that's what it is. Steve says, "What's the perfect marshmallow size?" And then there are arguments about the monster-sized ones, the mini ones. What's your view, Harry? Best marshmallow size?
So I'm a bit depressed because he was born in 1992, is age 31. How can you be born in 1992 and be age 31?
Yeah, he wouldn't even remember New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, I think the standard size marshmallow is just about the right. You know, the small ones are too small, and the big ones are just too sickly. Is my, and if you just want to be able to pop it in your mouth, chew it, swallow it, rather than eat it like an apple, like you have to do with the giant ones. It becomes too much.
I completely agree.
Yeah, the small ones are fine, but as I say, they're a item in cooking. Your hot chocolates, your rocky roads, etc. Yeah, but as I say, that's absolutely fine. But I mean, I think your standard size, be it pink or white, is what you want, really. I mean, so obviously, they've done their research, they've worked it out. They don't sell millions of them for nothing.
Is anyone ever having a marshmallow apart from when you're toasting them? I just don't think I would ever go for the purpose and buy a bag of marshmallows unless I'm thinking we're going to toast those at some point.
Yeah, well, in a hot chocolate again, you know.
Yeah. It
so-
wouldn't be a go-to confectionery just to think.
No,
"Oh,
if you
what's
go
that?"
into the confectionery aisle, you're not picking the marshmallows,
No.
really, are you? No,
No.
that's true. It's true.
Yeah, I like the standard size ones in hot chocolate more than the little ones
Right.
because they melt more. They're better.
Yeah.
But
So my daughter doesn't like cream. So if
oh
she orders a
no,
hot chocolate in wherever we are, you end up with these small floating marshmallows in the top of the hot chocolate. It's a bit odd.
without the cream.
Looks strange without the cream. Yeah.
Has she tried substituting cream with mayonnaise?
I know we could try it. I think it's gonna, cause more arguments than we already have. So I think we probably don't need to do that. But yeah, we'll give
Harry's
it
going
a
to have
go.
2 burning hot things being thrown at him by each of his children.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Next question: are s'mores worth making? And why does Celine Dion think one is enough in her fabulous song "My Heart Will Go On"? And can it really open the door? I think Joe's done some fabulous work there. I danced with many a girl at the Cranwell Middle School discos.
Okay, that's another one of your fibs, isn't it, Phil?
But yeah, once more will open the door. I mean, she did sing it. Bless Celine. She's very poorly at the moment. Yeah. I don't know if once more can open a door, but I think s'mores are good.
Got it. I'm there. I've got it. Well done. Yeah.
Can you fill me in, Harry?
Right.
Just for me.
Once more, you open the door.
Right. Okay.
You surely have heard of My Heart Will Go On, Lewis.
Yeah.
I
I couldn't go. I couldn't do all the lyrics to it. Might have taken a while to get there.
I've sung twice on this podcast.
Hello, darkness.
No, that's not the tune.
Celine's voice is quite a change.
It's changed a lot. Lewis, you must have danced. You must have slow danced to My Heart Will Go On at some point or another.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't recall ever slow dancing, let alone to Celine Dion.
In a circle.
Yeah.
Round and round.
What year did that? What year did?
I'm going 98. I'm going 98.
97,
I was
Yeah,
in my prime around then. Oh yeah, probably 98. Yeah, 7. Sorry, yeah.
Mm.
So poor Joe. No birthday cakes. No slow
Oh,
dancing.
no, here we go.
Oh, here we go. That time. So you slow dancing around the living room with Holly on a regular basis too?
Yeah,
My Heart Will Go
occasionally.
On.
Holding the birthday cake between them.
Occasionally we'll slow dance in the kitchen to I don't know. Yeah, a nice song. Better Together by Jack Johnson. That was our wedding first dance. Did you have a first dance, Lewis?
I didn't.
What?
It was one of the bits of the small print in the proposal.
Oh, was it? You did maybe? Did you do some sort of arranged choreographed number?
Absolutely not.
Just nothing at all.
I did have a word with a few people who were at the wedding saying, once the DJ starts, you lot are all getting on the dance floor to take the pressure off.
You had the Army Corps there as well.
We did have the Army Corps who made the cake. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. So no first dance at a wedding. No dancing ever, and no cake.
No, we did have a cake at our wedding. It was camouflage.
No birthday
it wasn't.
What do you mean? You couldn't see it because it wasn't there.
Yeah. Every year I give a camouflage cake.
So that whole
yet to find them.
The whole story about the army is made up so as an excuse that you didn't have a cake. No, it's over there. It's just camouflage against the wall.
Yeah, but thanks for bringing up this subject again. There hasn't been enough backlash for the 3 weeks we've not been recording, so thanks for it. Yeah, lovely.
Sorry.
People throwing cake at you in the street.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah.
You wait tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Phil will not eat fish. There'll be no backlash.
No, exactly. Tomorrow it's going to be. You got your village fete. Is it Splat the Vicar or something?
Yeah.
They'll all be just bringing Victoria sponges and lazzing them at you. You know.
Oh, that
No,
would
they'll
be
be no, they'll be bringing you Victoria sponges and saying you can't have this and walking away, giving them to your lovely wife.
There'll be one with every denomination of years that she's not had a cake.
They'll
The
be
right amount of
stacked up in your
candles.
they'll be stacked up in your kitchen. They'll be as tall as
Oh,
Delia Smith.
Who is officially 3 Ford Focuses tall.
Quite right.
and 7,000 marshmallows.
Yeah,
Are you a big
depends.
fan of
Heavy.
s'mores, gents? S'mores? You like a s'more?
I don't mind a s'more. It's very sweet, isn't it? You're going with a lot of sweet things all together. I could have one. I don't think I want
Yeah.
more than that.
So what? So is it s'more is a digestive biscuit, chocolate spread, and marshmallows all in one thing? Is that right?
Or a chocolate digestive.
Chocolate digestive we go for in this country.
Yeah,
Obviously,
it saves time, doesn't it?
in America, they have a graham cracker because they can't pronounce their H's. So, they have graham crackers, don't they? Either side of the s'more. Maybe some chocolate spread in there. I'm not sure. Maybe just some
So
chocolate.
sorry. So what? So it's actually called a ham cracker, but they pronounce it with a G. Don't
No, it's
understand.
it's a Graham, as in the name.
Oh, Graham.
Oh,
They're Graham crackers, but they
Oh,
pronounce them
right.
Graham crackers because they
Graham.
Oh, right.
refuse to pronounce H's in both Graham crackers and herbs.
Oh, right. Okay.
But welcome American listeners.
I mean, I love the fact you've just. I mean, this is the whole other thing, but they refuse to pronounce H's properly. Did you say, Phil?
It's correct.
Okay,
H.
it's not correct,
do-
but
they
I'm glad you think it is.
H properly.
If only people
It's
could
H.
pronounce
Is it H or H?
H.
H.
I'm not sure what you both just said.
H.
H.
So you don't pronounce the hate
The
the
huh.
h on the
So
Don't you?
the letter begins
beginning
with
of-
an A.
yeah
Or
H.
maybe
AITCH. You'll be
So-
telling me you spell bath with an R next.
But I tell you what, right? So at work we do personalized bookmarks. And last week when I wasn't here, my colleague, he won't mind me saying because he can't hear me, and he definitely isn't going to bother listening to this. He sent out someone wanted a happy birthday, and he sent one out that said "Happy Birthday," not "Happy Customers." I had a customer yesterday.
How did he spell that? Sorry,
B-
I'm just trying to imagine.
BRUF.
BRI. It's birthday. It's birthday. Yeah, it
Lovely.
was. Yeah, I got back to that.
So we'd misspelt it. Okay, I got you.
Completely. So yeah, in America they use graham crackers. But yeah, s'mores I think are decent. Like I say, just one at a time though. Like I can't have loads and loads of s'mores.
I'm not a big fan of any food that kind of makes your hands all sort of sticky and horrible. And s'mores are quite hard to eat.
Yeah, they are.
You
They
can
are.
eat birthday cake with a fork, Lewis. Just to put that
Yeah.
out there.
Can you?
Finally, are marshmallows in hot chocolate a must?
No,
No, I
they're
agree.
not. You don't need to. They're quite a nice accompaniment. But
yeah,
hot
it
chocolate.
it makes it a bit better, but
Yeah, but it's not a must. I wouldn't say.
I would say to make a hot chocolate better, make it with milk in a saucepan,
Mhm.
constantly stirring with a fork.
Mm,
The Cadbury's
Absolutely.
chocolate powder.
yeah.
That is much better than putting marshmallows on a water-based hot chocolate. If I had to choose,
Don't put hot water in the chocolate in the Cadbury's instant chocolate. It's disgusting.
but no, that's what it says. Add water.
No, it says add
Cadbury's do
milk,
too.
surely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no,
can get
Cadbury's
add
do
water
too.
or add milk. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. You got your add milk, which is like your old cocoa. But the add water one.
I think I've got an instant one that's add milk. Got to tell you, chaps. Got to read the small print on your hot chocolate.
Okay. Well, I look forward to hearing whether that's true or not. Is that at your mum and dad's house, or is that at
No,
yours?
it's not. I once again, I can't go and look for any now because there will not be any in my mum and dad's house. But yeah, I'll look later and let the listeners know. Perhaps a social media post is in order.
Oh, that'd be lovely. That'd be
Yeah.
lovely. Well, gents, we've come to the end of our marshmallow episode. Anything else you'd like to say about the sweet gooey treat?
No, not particularly. I don't think.
I think I'd
No,
probably say
no.
myself. I just think they're a bit overrated.
I'll level with you, Lewis. You've come across a bit miserable this episode.
Ah, I mean, if people keep throwing things at me, it's gonna be.
It's good. We need a miserable character.
Oh, brilliant!
Nice that you've stepped up.
Yeah, all right. That's
Well-
Harry went to film the wolf from Gladiators of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly
living-
that.
living up to it, apparently. Brilliant.
He doesn't eat birthday cake either.
Don't get that figure from eating lots of birthday cake, that's for sure.
Certainly not. Yeah.
Well, on the thought of Wolf's torso, we should probably leave this episode, and we'll see you next week for another fun episode. Have a good week.
Although running the gauntlet, they had those big pugil sticks. Pugil?
Yeah,
They looked a bit like marshmallows, didn't they?
I think they were pugil.
I mean, pugil, as in pugilistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, they were. I
yeah,
always wanted to have a go on that.
Yeah, but they were like, I mean, they were more big cotton buds, I grant you, but they could also be construed as giant marshmallows, and perhaps it would have been better if they had been.
Oh, I wouldn't mind being smacked in the face by a giant marshmallow.
No,
I wouldn't mind it at all. Anyway,
although
bye.
although not a giant swan.
No, I hate swans. They're evil.
Perfect idea for your next village fete, Phil.
Yeah. Oh, and Alta Lewis is for the village fete tomorrow.
Yeah, see
Yes.
you there.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.